Hi, everyone, and welcome to another A and B Horror Movies video. I'm Aaron,
I'm Ben.
and today we are very happy to be joined by Ron Sloan. Ron, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Woohoo! Hey, thank you. It's great
Thank you.
being here, wherever I am.
Yes, wherever you are, we're very excited to chat with you. So, Ron, you were Junior in Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Most recently, you played yourself in 13 Fanboy, which we'll
Yep.
talk about. And you are going to be in a new fan film called Dylan's New Nightmare, which is a continuation of Wes Craven's New Nightmare. The trailer looks amazing. We can't wait to check that out. So we have some questions for you about that as well.
Good.
And we have some viewer questions for you that we're going to get to, and some slasher trivia if we have time.
Ooh.
So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Good being here. Good being here.
Awesome. Ben, do you want to jump in with the first question?
First of all, thank you, Ron, for doing this. So I just want to ask, first of all, what was your feelings about being picked to be in one of the biggest horror franchises of like ever, really?
Well, the way it worked out is none of us, or at least most of us, didn't know we were in a Friday the 13th until our first day on the set, on location.
Wow.
It was called Repetition. The movie was called Repetition, and all of us were sitting around first day shooting. I'm sitting with Carol Locatell and Miguel Nunez, and we're all kind of talking about, so how do you die? And Miguel goes, well, I'm sitting in an outhouse and all these spears come through the outhouse. And how about you, Ron? Well, I get decapitated. And, it was just something fun. And then, part-time into the beginning of the day, Tom Morga walks by. He was the stuntman for Jason. He's in the full bodysuit, the mask with the blue hash marks. He walks by with the machete and he looks at every single one of us. And we're all of a sudden, all of us are like, oh my God, we're in a Friday the 13th. I mean, we all went nuts. So pretty darn exciting to go from a C slasher film to an A slasher film,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Very exciting. And plus by Part 5, you knew the movies, right? You knew the franchise.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Oh, very
Was
cool. So you go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, sorry, Aaron. I was just going to ask, how intimidating did the Jason costume feel?
Well, it was kind of funny because the Jason costume, but just that moment, Tom was intimidating, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was just exciting. It was just exciting just to see and watch. And pretty much it's a closed set. It was a hot set, so they didn't want guests. They didn't want anybody to be involved. I snuck a friend of mine on, so that was pretty cool.
Did you get in trouble? Hand slap or anything? Did you get your hand slapped for sneaking a friend on?
No, I told them it was my brother.
Okay.
So they allowed it.
Nicely played.
A good buddy of mine.
Awesome. So you mentioned Cara Locatell. What was it like working with her? I read that she passed away recently, which is very sad.
Yeah, she did. Carol was a dream, man. Carol definitely was a dream to work with. Here, I'm moving your guy's screen around. For some reason, it got this big. So let me make it big here. Nope, you disappeared. Are you guys there?
We can see you, yes.
Okay.
Some technical difficulties happens all the time.
The technical issues. The screen's this big, but I'll tough through it.
Okay.
So yeah, working with Carol was a dream. We had instant chemistry, and it was a total blessing. We had so much fun together. It was just nuts.
Oh,
I
cool.
bet, yes. Yeah. You probably didn't want it to end, I would imagine.
Well, I mean, anytime you work as an actor, you never want it to end.
Of course.
But definitely working with Carol, I mean, we had so much fun together. And, that was the first time we met, was on the set. There were no rehearsals, nothing. We, kind of stepped off to the side while other people were doing and running lines and just having fun.
Oh, wow, cool. So location, with the cabins and stuff like that, was that all pretty close together? Was it already picked out, or was it sort of
Well, location for me, and the cabin and everything was in Camarillo, California. It was Santa Rosa Ranch. It was this orange and avocado orchard. And that's where I'm like riding the motorcycle through there and everything. So yeah, but then we did have another location shoot at night, Crystal Lake. That was my fight scene with John Shepherd. That was, I think, was called it might have been the Hollywood Reservoir. It was like off of Beverly, near Hollywood. And so that's where we shot that, but predominantly everything was out in Santa Rosa Canyon in Camarillo.
Cool. Well, speaking of the fight scene, I actually just watched it recently. What was it like filming that? Because it doesn't end well for Junior at all.
It didn't go for Junior rehearsing the fight scene.
Oh, rehearsing.
I mean,
Any real
Dick
bruises
Warlock.
from that?
Oh, yeah, my voice went up a few notches, I think. But Dick Warlock, who was the stunt coordinator on the film, was teaching John Shepherd and myself some stage fighting. And in the process, Dick Warlock actually connected, and I was knocked down onto the ground and saw double for a little bit. Yeah. Hazard pay.
Yes.
And then when John and I did the scene, John accidentally connected. So
Oh my gosh.
Junior really did get beat up pretty well. The pain, the acting was real.
Of some fond memories, and then maybe not so much.
Absolutely. That's probably why I didn't have kids.
Oh, yes, that'll do it. Ben, do you have a question, or otherwise we could start talking about 13 Fanboy? I've got some questions there.
Yeah, you can go with 13 Fanboy if you like.
Okay. So first off, this is kind of an easy one. 13 Fanboy, which is kind of a love letter to the Friday the 13th franchise.
Absolutely.
You play yourself, and you are married to Dee Wallace in the film, the legend.
Aren't I lucky? That was a lucky break right there.
Yes, oh, that's awesome. So I guess two-part question. What was it like playing yourself, and what was it like working with Dee Wallace?
Well, anytime you play yourself, everybody thinks it's easy, but it's not really. I mean, you have to go deeper into your character because everybody's, studying. I mean, how do you make it different than who you are?
Exactly.
Even though it is you, that doesn't mean it has to be you. So there were things in the film that definitely are not me. But overall, it does give you a great foundation for your character and a base to be yourself. And I mean, there is a freedom to it because you're not being compared to anyone else. So, when you're an actor and you're playing a role of a historical character, people are comparing,
Yes.
So like even as Junior in Friday the 13th, I could be anybody I want that. I mean, there's no limitation, no boundaries. So that's pretty cool. It's a little harder playing yourself.
I can imagine that. You don't want to overthink it, right? And you got to pretend.
You can't overthink it. Then it's not real.
Then it's not real, right?
It's a nice base grounding. I was very fortunate.
And you did a great job. I love the film. I'm holding up the DVD.
Yeah, thank you.
I really liked it. I enjoyed it.
Well, you know, what's nice about it, definitely for the fans, if you're a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, say that real quick. Um,
5 times.
that's God, you know, there's so many wonderful actors from the franchise in this film. And I was very fortunate to meet most of them. Of course, my relationship with Dee Wallace, phew, I mean, I had 2 straight weeks with her.
Wow.
And I mean, I was sad when I left. I mean, I can see if you had a series or, you know, it does become a family and great friendship. And matter of fact, when I went to LA to watch the screening, and it's the first time I had seen Dee in, you know, a couple years, a year and a half, something like that. It was like old home week again, you know, it's all warm fuzzy and so good. And she's such a delicious soul. She is of the heart, not just a magnificent actress, but just a great person. So I'm fortunate to have her in my life.
That's amazing. And you can tell, I mean, obviously she's an actress, but you can tell that's how she is in real life, just watching her on screen. So it's amazing that you got to spend that much time with her.
She's dedicated. I mean, this woman's dedicated to her craft.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right, Ben, I'll let you jump in. We'll stop.
I can't really ask because I haven't seen 13 Fanboy yet.
Oh, I thought you
Then
had seen it.
can't
Okay.
ask, man.
No.
Well, I have a ask for someone who hasn't seen it. What would you say to convince them to watch?
Well, if you're, first of all, a fan of Friday the 13th, or even Cujo, The Hills Have Eyes, The Howling, so a fan of Dee Wallace.
Yes.
I
Critters.
mean, yeah, I mean, you know, Kane Hodder, C.J. Graham, Lar Park Lincoln, who did a magnificent
She was
job.
great.
Judy Aronson. I mean,
Corey Feldman.
you know, it's so funny because now I've been in 2 movies with Corey, Friday the 13th Part 5 and 13 Fanboy. But my scenes are never with him. So, you know, I'm in the same film, but I don't have a scene with him. And so that's, but I did talk with him. Oh, I think it was last February. I was at a convention called Spookala in Ocala, Florida. So we chatted just for a little bit. It was just a quick little social. Hey man, how you doing? You know, after you get your 4 bodyguards to talk to Corey. So
Cool. We actually did a video with Vinny DeSante recently, who directed Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow. I saw that you had a small part in, I think, Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow. I forget which one.
And no,
the extended version, I guess.
There's some voiceover work I did for him on that.
Okay.
Also, I just worked with Vinny in Dylan's New Nightmare. He is the producer of Dylan's New Nightmare with Miko Hughes, Dave McCrae, myself.
Why don't we talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
very exciting. So I watched the trailer. It's a continuation of Wes Craven's New Nightmare, where Dylan is all grown up, same actor playing Dylan. Looks amazing. What can you tell us about it without getting in trouble?
No spoiler alerts.
No spoilers. Yes.
Well, first of all, working with Miko Hughes, he's awesome. Very talented actor. I was lucky that basically my scenes were just directly with Miko and I and 2 other actors. But it's Miko and I play a casting director in Dylan's New Nightmare. My character is Nick Matthews. It sounds like I'm a detective. And Miko is auditioning for me for a horror film. So, hey, so I don't want to, blow anything because it does come out next, let's see, July 7th. It'll be at Mad Monster Party. That is a horror convention out in Glendale, Arizona.
Okay.
And Robert Englund will be there, which is exciting.
Wow.
Kane Hodder and Vince DeSante, a host of others. The director
Very
of
cool.
Elm's New Nightmare is Cecil Laird, and he's definitely up and coming. And this, with between Cecil and Vinny, and we had the same cinematographer as 13 Fanboy, Ben Meredith, who was just wonderful. That man should be working every single day. He's got an eye,
Cool.
I gotta tell you.
Cool.
So
Excellent.
yeah, it's exciting. The part I get to play, I had a lot of fun. And I'll just say the blood and brain matter, because it's not a spoiler alert. There's some still shots out there with me covered in blood. The blood and brain
Yes.
matter is not mine.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Hey, my parents would be so proud.
It does
I
look
will
really
say, yeah. I just want to say one thing. The makeup effects for Freddy Krueger look spot on.
Oh,
Yeah.
So good.
Dave McCrae, Nora Hewitt, who
Mhm.
was our special effects artist. She was also on 13 Fanboy, and she's worked so much. She was on that TV series Face Off. I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't know if she came in first or second. I'm not sure, but I know she was either first or second, which is amazing in itself. She did an incredible job. So yeah, really, really, it all came together. And I actually got booked for playing this role 3 years earlier. I was on 13 Fanboy at the time. We were shooting 13 Fanboy, and Vince DeSante asked me near the end of our shoot. He goes, "Hey man, there's a movie, a fan film I'm doing. It's called Dylan's New Nightmare. I've got a great role for you. I'd love for you to play it." And I was like, "Well, sure," because I figure I'm helping Vince out. He's awesome. He did a great job. No spoiler alert, but he did a great job on 13 Fanboy. I can't say anymore.
Yes.
And also, in his works with Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow. There's
And
now
part 2 is coming out. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, with all that, I figured it's a home run. And that was 3 years early.
Agreed.
So
Wow.
pretty cool.
But still, congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, actually, I've got a question back to Friday the 13th. Your kill in New Begin, your death, sorry, is really horrible to say, but it's a good death. It's cool death. I'm just wondering if you have a favorite death scene or kill scene in the franchise yourself.
Well, it's interesting because my death originally was a little bit more graphic. I was doing what's called ADR voiceover work, because I'm screaming through the whole thing, when I'm riding the motorcycle and everything.
Yes.
And originally, my death, you would see the head hit the ground and it rolled. And it actually, when it stopped, it looked up at camera. And it wasn't planned. It wasn't planned. It's just how my head rolled. And I mean, that freaked me out in ADR. Everybody's like, "Oh my God." I mean, it was a lot more graphic, but it didn't pass the censors at that time. Nowadays it's different. Everything with CGI and whatnot, they can turn you inside out and see every capillary, but 80s horror style. That's a tough one. I mean, there's so many actually really good deaths.
Yeah.
I thought in part 5, the one with Deborah Sue Voorhees with the shears going through the eyes, and then cutting, that's pretty brutal.
Yes, that's like like the
John
burning,
Robert Dixon with the leather strap and being,
I was just thinking of that when you
oh my God, that was brilliant. I mean, it was simple, but yet beyond effective.
Yeah.
So without
Oh,
getting all
completely.
that gruesome, you know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely effective. Yeah.
There's the sleeping bag kill, which was originally supposed to be more bloody and grotesque, but the simplicity of it, he hits her against a
Yep.
tree and she's dead. What is that? Part
Yeah.
7, I think. Part 7. All right, why don't we move on to some of our viewer questions if that works for
Sure.
you.
Hey.
So Ben, I'll start. I've got questions from Tim, who is from @TimHoff49. Let's see. We actually asked some of these questions already, but do you attend conventions and can fans get or order autographs from you?
Definitely I do it at conventions. I have one coming up here in the States. It hasn't been announced yet, but it's October 13th and 14th in Pennsylvania at the Waldorf Mansion, the Waldorf
cool.
Estate, which is called Waldorf Festival of Fear. So it hasn't been announced yet, but it is official. I'm going to be there with Shavar, Melanie, Deborah Sue Voorhees, and I believe Dick Wien.
Wow.
So
So like
that's going to
like
be
a
a good one,
part
of course.
5
At any
reunion.
part 5
Mhm.
reunion. At any convention, you could definitely get my pictures. And let's see, back here, Ethel's Canister. I still do have a number of signed memorabilia by Carol and myself.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And-
As far as
Mhm.
I've done a number of them by mail, and it's always been a kind of a pain, to tell you honestly. Things are lost in the mail or whatever the problem is. I prefer conventions, but it's mailing I can consider, but we'll see.
Well, if you ever make it to Massachusetts, let me know.
Oh, definitely. I have a cousin there. So in Boston.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice. I'm just north of Boston.
Let's do a convention out there. Put
There
it
is one.
together.
There is one in September. The Silver Scream. The Silver Scream convention. Ice Nine Kills runs it.
Oh, wow.
So see if you can get added
Well,
to it.
okay, hook us up and I'll get the other members from part 5.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
You never know. Hey,
I'll just call up
that's
Ice
always
Nine
the
Kills.
story. Yeah,
Yes.
that's how it works here. It's a
Of
small
course, yes.
family.
Exactly. All right, Ben, do you want to do the next one?
Yeah. This is from Toby from, is it Main Clean's Blu-ray Regal?
Nope, I just did that one. Then no, you're right. Yes, I think he's German, so it's Mein Kleines Blu-ray Regal. I took 1 semester of German.
Toby. We'll say hello to Toby.
Let's say
Yeah.
Toby. Yes, there you go.
Hey,
Toby for getting that wrong. So the first question from him, there's a couple, but I'll ask this first one. Which version of Jason is your favorite?
which version? Well, that's a tough one because all of them are so good.
So good.
I mean, people didn't like the copycat Jason.
Yeah.
But that was my movie, and I didn't think of it any different. And actually, in the beginning of that movie, you have the real Jason being dug out of the grave by the 2 guys and
Yes.
stabbing so he really was in that movie.
Yeah.
So what are they
there you
bitching
go.
about? God, get a life.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Jason, is it Jason Goes to Hell where he possesses?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, I hadn't followed the franchise too much, 1 or 2 past my own movie. I mean, I may see a clip on Netflix or something passing through, but I think it got as far as maybe part 7.
Okay.
And until I did my movie, don't forget, I didn't know it was a Friday the 13th, so I really only had seen part 1 and 2 at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't
okay.
find out till I was on the set. So, I've been a sci-fi guy for a lifetime.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
What's your favorite sci-fi horror movie?
Oh, I was at the director's screening of Aliens,
Oh wow.
I mean, that scared the hell out of me.
That's amazing.
You know, and
Nice.
you're with at the Directors Guild with all, and it's what's nice about that, it's quiet. There's no popcorn, no food, and nobody leaves until every single credit goes by. So I mean, it was like it was good, man. That was a scary movie.
And no cell phones. No one's answering their phones.
No cell phones. No.
Yeah. What about Event Horizon? Do you like that? I'm completely going off track here.
I
Did you see
hadn't seen
Event
that.
Horizon? I think it's
haven't seen that.
97 that came out. Oh, you should check it out. One of my favorite
Cool.
horror sci-fi movies.
Oh, very
Sam,
cool.
Sam Neill is in it. He's the lead. I forget who else, but it's a great cast.
That's awesome. Event Horizon. Yeah, matter of fact, yesterday I just saw Megan for the first time. That
That's a
was
fun
really
one.
good. I see
Yes.
the little girl at the conventions.
Yes, she's
All right.
about. Yeah, I've seen some of the
Yeah.
pictures. Yes, Ben and I
she
always
has
joke
endless
about.
line- just like, yeah, all these guys, endless lines.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I watched the movie and that was very good. That's sci-fi, sort
That
of
was
kind
well
of.
done. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, go ahead, Ben. And I know he's got a few more questions.
Yeah, there was a couple more from Toby. Which Friday movie would you have loved to play another character in?
Well, you know, it's interesting because when I tell people I was in Friday the 13th, they always say the first one. So hell,
Oh,
I'd like to
come
be in
on.
the first one.
The first one.
You know?
Yes.
I mean, it's like anything else, you know, if you were in Jaws, you want to be in the first one. You know,
Right.
any movie, the very first one's always somehow the best.
Definitely.
Yes. It's my favorite.
But yeah, I also would have liked to have been in the one with Adam Marcus directing. It was it Jason Goes to Hell.
Yes.
uh,
Yes, it was.
part 6,
Eight, I think.
8. It was. I would love to work with Adam Marcus. I think he's a brilliant director.
Cool.
Agreed.
Um,
Do you want me to go next, or do you want to ask the last one from Toby?
I don't mind. I mean, there's 2 more here. Or do you want to just go on to?
Yeah, we can just go on. This is from Joshy _Kingstergram. How did you and the cast feel about the Roy Jason swap out?
I don't think anybody had a problem or cared. I mean, you gotta remember,
You're just so happy
we're
to be
working.
part of it, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, we're working, and we didn't even know it was a Friday the 13th. So we're in a Friday the 13th. And so, you know, I didn't see it as ever being a problem. It seems like some of the fans made it a problem initially. Oh, it's a
Mhm.
copycat killer. Oh, it's not a real Friday the 13th. And everybody was whining. But then it found its own place. And it really kind of sticks to the whole format of the franchise. And I think it was brilliant the way they set it up, because it definitely,
Mhm.
the title's really a new beginning, and it was. So,
And I think
I
fans
didn't
have
have a
come
problem.
around to it. Go ahead, Ben.
oh
No,
my
exactly.
God, yeah.
I think we had a Friday the 13th feel to it, which is the main thing you want from a Friday the 13th movie, isn't it? So, and I mean, Jason didn't kill in the original movie, so there you go.
Yeah, he got pissed off. Okay.
Yeah,
That's true.
You
That's
know?
true.
Don't mess with his mother. What can you say?
definitely.
Good
I've got
Mother's
this
Day
one, haven't
movie.
I?
Yeah, this
Mother's
one's
Day,
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah. This one's good. Go ahead, Ben. Take it.
lovely.
Yeah. This is from Red Eye Reviews. How often do you get recognised in public, and how many times do you get called a dumb dildo?
Well, you know, it's a big deal, though. Let's get this right.
It's a big deal. A big deal.
I've only been recognized a couple of times as far as just in my normal everyday work. I'm a director of an art gallery. So
Oh, cool.
I've had people
Cool.
who have recognized me somewhat, a number of times, but not a lot. I am about 60 pounds lighter than when Junior was active. So, you know, if you recognize me, that means I'm I gained that weight back. It's kind of nice. It's funny because when I do a convention, I'm at my table and people will look at the picture of Junior that I have up on behind me, and they'll look at me and look at Junior, look at me, and, oh, you're that guy, and then the lines start coming out. It was a lot of fun signing with Carol Locatell because she literally wrote out a list of things that you could have her autograph on the picture. You big dildo, eat your fucking slop. You want that? Do you want that on your, so sweetly, would you like that on your picture? Or is it okay when we do our, photo opportunity here? Can I flip you off? Is it okay to flip you? How sweet is that?
Lovely.
So,
You're right, big
Very
dildo. That was my mistake, my
Yeah.
typo. Awesome. Let's see. This is from Adam from Movie Shows. Do you have any keepsakes or collectibles from part 5, or maybe
what do you
maybe
think,
other?
guys?
I know. Go ahead.
You can see it back there. I think I'm pointing at my head.
There's a head
Oh,
right there.
Where, Junior? A rock. Hey, there you go. You said Adam? There you go, Adam. Oh, well, the
Yes,
little
Adam.
goggles are off right now because they're off. That is the original head from the film.
It's
And I take
amazing.
it to
Wow.
every convention. So if
That
you
is
come,
amazing.
you get to actually hold the head and get your picture with me and my twin brother here.
That would be so
Cool.
cool. That's
Cool.
amazing.
It is amazing.
What about the poster behind you? Can I ask you about that? Is there anything?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
actually a
obviously you.
painting.
The painting.
that,
Okay.
Very talented artist did. Neil Warner, he used to work up at Universal City Walk, and we're, great friends. We grew up together, junior high, high school, even elementary school, I think. And he was when the movie came out, there's a picture of me on the back cover of the VHS. I'm dating myself, VHS. And he goes, hey man, I painted a painting of you, and he gave it to me as a gift, and that's it, with his kind of modern.
Awesome.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
So cool. Agreed.
So that's
I love
the
it.
original painting. I had a couple of prints made up, Giclée prints on canvas that I brought to conventions. I had them on T-shirts and hand them out as gifts. It was fun. I had a good time.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
Ben, back to you. I know we've got 3 from Mike, but maybe we could do 1 or 2.
I haven't got any more.
Oh, I don't think I
I've
sent
just
these to you. Oh my God. So let me do it. These came in after I sent them to you, Ben. My mistake.
Is Adam.
Yep, that's my mistake. I've got questions from Mike, from @Mike Freeman 77. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of fun. You were in a Tales from the Dark Side episode. What was it? A unique experience acting in Tales from the Dark Side, a different kind of horror show?
It actually was a fun experience. It was the same year I did Friday the 13th. That was the year I died 3 times. I made my parents so proud.
I bet.
I worked with Renee Taylor. For those who don't know who Renee is, probably the most current would have been, she was Fran Dresser's mother on The Nanny.
Okay.
That was a TV series a long time ago. Brilliant actress. Joanne Willette, who was in a lot of horror films. That I got my first stage kiss from Joanne Willette. So yeah, hey, my claim to fame.
Yeah, man.
I think we're friends on Facebook. That's about as far as that relationship went. Before Facebook. Yeah, it's a different type of horror. I had a lot of fun. I played a football jock who kind of overindulges in beer and date nut bread.
Serpent's Tooth,
spoiler
right?
alert.
That's what it was called.
When
I
you watch
think,
a series,
yes.
it's called A Serpent's Tooth. A Serpent's Tooth is the episode.
Mhm.
And it has to do with magic and a little amulet that Renee Taylor wears. And whatever she says when she's touching it comes true. So her daughter is going out on a date, of course, with yours truly, with 9-inch heels on, and she goes, "Oh, you can wear those heels? You can fall and break a leg." And next thing you know, you hear her scream, and where her son's reading by candlelight, and she says, "Oh, you could go blind by doing that." And, "Oh, Mom, I can't see." Well, my death is because I'm stuffing my face with date nut bread, of all things, date nut bread. And I asked her, I go, "Hey, can I have another slice of date nut bread?" After being like stuffing my face and drinking beer. And she goes, "Another slice? You're going to turn into one." And poof, I'm a slice of date nut bread on the sofa. And Joanne was going, "Oh my God, Barry!" And she's putting me in Tupperware and sticking it in the freezer with my name on it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a good time.
That's awesome. I loved that show. I used to stay up late to watch it back in the
very
the
good
80s.
show.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I'm sure I've seen that one. Sounds
It's
very
syndicated. It's
familiar.
out there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I was going to
Let's see,
ask, sorry, Aaron.
Go ahead. I had one more. Go ahead.
You've got the Friday the 13th series coming out. Have you been? Has anyone contacted you at all about?
No, I
anything coming out?
wish. Oh my God, I would love to be on that and play a character. I mean, that would be so awesome. I believe it's NBC that's doing it. Any connections out there? Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
And it's like a prequel. You could be like the camp director or something like that.
Yeah, something. Oh my God,
If you're watching,
it was a long time.
if anyone's watching, we're throwing out some
Trust me, I'm
ideas.
not junior anymore. Yeah. I could be Junior's father. That's it. No.
Yes, there you go. Let's see. This is about 13 Fanboy. Do you think of 13 Fanboy as a tribute to Friday the 13th or one that reinvented the concept? Or both, I guess.
I think it's both, because it's actually a tribute to all the characters in this film. I mean, you got a lot of great people from all the different Friday the 13th franchises. So that also makes it a tribute to the film. It is not seen as a Friday the 13th because Jason doesn't exist in this except as actors.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. And you have two Jasons.
Yes.
And then
Very cool concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
I've got to watch it now.
You've got to watch it, Ben.
You have to.
It's
And
my
we're going to
watch
have a
tonight.
quiz for you, Ben. There's going to be a
Tonight,
quiz.
yes, we'll
you
quiz
are.
you afterward. Deborah Voorhees did an amazing job with it as well.
She really
All
did.
right. Let's do a few slasher trivia questions. I know we're running low on time, so we won't do too many.
Good,
let's
because I
see.
don't know any answers. So
But you might know some of these. I'm telling you, I screened them. So I do know the answer, so I won't chime in. Alice, Sweet Alice from 1976 was the debut film of what actress?
not a clue.
It was
I have
Brooke,
no idea.
Brooke Shields. Brooke Shields. Okay,
You win
maybe
the
they're not
prize
that
on that.
easy. Well, I knew the answer.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the name of the fictional? You'll know this, Ben. What is the name of the fictional Canadian mining town in My Bloody Valentine?
Ben, give the answer because I don't know it.
Valentine's Bluffs.
Valentine Bluffs. Yeah, we there's a Valentine Bluffs fan film out there right now. We interviewed the cast a few weeks ago.
I was so happy I got.
You do realize, Aaron, you're going to have to take all these off the.
We're gonna have to edit these
I
out.
don't know anything, man.
Maybe we'll end the trivia quickly. Well, you might know this.
Get
What
it
actor
going.
played Patrick Bateman in American Psycho? He also played Batman. He was
He
in-
also played Bat. There's so many Batmans. You got George Clooney. You got Michael Keaton.
What else was he in? I'm drawing a blank. All right, Christian Bale. We'll move on.
Christian Bale. That was going to be the one I was going to say.
That's the
but,
one
you
you
know,
were going to pick.
Absolutely.
How about this? What godfather of film directed the 1963 film Dementia 13?
What Godfather?
What godfather, in quotes, of film directed the 1963 film Dementia 13?
Well, in 1963, I was 9 years old. Um,
I wasn't born.
where the hell did you get these questions?
It's Francis Ford
know.
Coppola. Francis Ford
I
Coppola.
don't know, Aaron. Who? Coppola?
Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Godfather Coppola.
This is a bust. How about this? In The Silence of the Lambs, with what kind of beans does Hannibal Lecter say he ate the liver of a
Lava.
census taker?
Lava
Yes,
beans.
see, you got it.
Lava
Fava beans.
So only
See?
use that one answer. That's it. We're done.
Okay, we're done with the trivia.
We're taking that as a win.
Yes,
A win.
I'll take that as a
So
win.
just that one question when you
get,
edit it.
get a T-shirt. Yeah, we'll send you a T-shirt.
Woo!
Awesome. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you,
We'll see you
guys.
at future conventions.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see Dylan's New Nightmare.
It'll be out in August on YouTube
Okay.
for free.
Perfect. And will there be any physical copies? Do you know? Too soon to say?
I don't know. I would assume there will be. It's a fan film, so it's only a half hour long. So
Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay.
sure the copies will be at the conventions and things like that. Not sure though. That's a good question. To be continued at some point. So when do I come out to the UK, Ben, to do a convention?
I was
I'm
just
already going to be in Massachusetts because Aaron's going to make that happen.
yeah, I was gonna ask that. I'll make some calls.
Some long distance calls.
Yeah.
No, I mean, seriously, it would be nice to get like at least a good handful of us from part 5 in the UK.
Yeah,
I think that would be,
that would be so cool. That would be awesome.
So,
Maybe in October when I'm going to be there. We'll time it right. Although you're going to be in Pennsylvania, so I guess that won't work.
yeah, on Friday the 13th, I got to be somewhere.
Of course. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. Yes, thank you for joining us. This has been a lot of fun.
Real good. Thank you for having me, and look forward to the future adventures.
Yes. Future adventures. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, everyone.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ben. Do you want to do the closing?
Over to Instagram, follow us over there. A&B Horror Movies. Obviously, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do, because it helps our channel. And Ron, thank you very much. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Aaron. And guys, do subscribe to A&B Horror. This was a lot of fun. So you got to see more of what these guys have done. Thanks a lot. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Okay.